Hello everyone, and welcome to Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. This is actually an action RPG made by Square Enix, and ties into the first anime taking place in between episodes 17 and 18, and I actually really like this game. I got it back when it first came out, like 10 or 11 years ago now? Jesus. It's a fun game, so I figured I would cover it.
4-ish.
Yeah, so 11 years ago.
It is pretty interesting history. It was originally developed by Enix, and it probably was meant to be released earlier, but considering the whole mess they were going through when combining with Square, it probably got pushed back. Same as the Drakengard 1.
Yeah. I can see that.
Right,
and also,
it's pretty interesting how they went about it, because Enix was actually the publisher for both for I think the comic, for the manga, as well as the owner of the license in general. So I guess the internal communication was very good. Right.
And in fact, apparently this game was in development before the anime adaptation had even premiered. So.
Yeah, that's even more interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, today I have Niko with me because he watched all of FMA and he liked it.
Pretty much. Yeah. What's even more interesting, pretty much all of the animated cutscenes in this game are, all of them are original material just made for this, and made by the same studio, and everything's voice acted by all of the same people.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which... Sets the mood, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very interesting scenario.
But you...
Go on.
What I mean is, it's interesting how they actually wrote it in as a complementary part of the anime that was going on at the same time, as opposed to something they pull out of their ass, or trying to retell the story of the anime, or part of the story of the anime, which never turns out okay. Well, almost never.
Yeah, and in fact, the person who wrote the story for the game was the mind behind the manga. So yeah, very interesting history behind this game. And for those who don't remember what happened in episode 17 and prior, basically this anime takes place right after Edward gets his new arm and leg after getting utterly destroyed by Scar, and now they're on their way to Central.
What was that? An explosion?
We are the People's Eastern Revolution Front. We have assumed control of this train. I repeat, we are the
People's Eastern Revolution Front. Sounds like a bunch of names cut and pasted together.
I certainly haven't heard of it.
I'll bet it's another new radical group. Jeez, what is this world coming to?
Aren't you going to do something?
Why do I have to? I mean, you can take those guys all by yourself, right, Major?
Indeed! It's just that like they hijacked a train with the strong-arm alchemist, Alex Louise Armstrong, on board! Come hither, crooks! You shall regret your bad luck in due time, I assure you.
All right, you. What the? Who are you freaks? You heard the announcement, didn't you? This train's now under the control of the Eastern Liberation Federation.
I guess they've changed their name since the announcement.
I just can't take this anymore. Hey, wait, weren't we just in a situation like this?
Yeah, we were.
Someone must have put a curse on us.
Hey, you in the armor and Shorty! Who gave you permission to chat? Just shut up and fork over the valuables!
This is perfect. Okay, you, take the goods from the muscle man in the armor, then get your butt over here, Shorty.
Who are you calling Shorty?
You, of course. Who the heck else is there, you Shorty?
You calling me the Guinness Book of World Records tennis?
Impressive, Edward Elric.
An alchemist?
That was pitiful.
Just who are these people anyway?
I'm telling you, it's a curse.
Or maybe they want your autograph.
What? Who?
Hey, what's going on in here? Huh?
Maybe he's a fan of yours.
Very funny. All right, Major. You go check out the cars in the back and find out what that explosion was.
Don't worry about it. I'm already on it.
Looks like we've got alchemists among us. So everybody watch your backs, okay?
I know it too well.
Well then,
Let's go!
That production value, man.
Yeah, it's yeah. What's particularly interesting, it is actually the exact same style as the anime, and the exact same studio that made it. It's not the uncanniness of like how the Legend of Korra game was made,
Right.
where the cutscenes look nothing like the animation in the series.
So let's see what the Major's up to.
But you may notice some. Yeah, you can get past. You can get past him. It's the technique that was passed down the generations. My thing cut off. Never mind. It's on back on. I'll just be a little bit later.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, this is an action RPG, as you can probably already tell. And fun fact, this game, according to Wikipedia anyway, this game actually served as a base for later action RPGs, including Kingdom Hearts.
Shouldn't this be based off of Kingdom Hearts?
Nope.
Because
Remember, this was in development beforehand. So.
That means it wasn't really long as development.
Yeah.
Because like Kingdom Hearts was 2001, this is 2004.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, simple stuff. You can slash away, you can call up little rock things to stand on or block your way. That's your alchemy. You have your HP down there as usual. And really, for right now, this is the tutorial level, so you can just kind of slash everything away and you won't have to worry about anything.
Thing is, for basic alchemy isn't really meant to be an attacking thing. It's actually used for defense, and as you've probably heard there, they compress the living shit out of all of these sound bites.
Yeah. Speaking of alchemy, I actually wonder if anyone found a way to exploit the rock blockers to speedrun this game. I wouldn't doubt it.
Pretty damn certain somebody must have done that.
Yeah. But yeah, stone spikes, you can actually use those in combos with other weapons you get later on. But for right now, all you can really do is just kind of throw it out if you feel like it. It's usually better to just kind of slice people.
I mean, it's more efficient, even though it does like, well, it does 2.5 as much damage as one of your regular attacks does. Aren't you going backwards?
Yeah, I want to see if I can go to the other end of the train.
Oh.
Nope, invisible wall. Can't do it. That is a shame. Also, Edward's got really good friggin' balance for being on top of a speeding train. Just
Yeah,
saying.
he can jump very high for someone so goddamn slow.
Right?
I mean, the arm and the legs that he got in the episode before this happened were supposed to make him faster.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, this is also the first game you're covering with the help of GSM. So it's the game has been pretty much modded in order to run in HD, kind of, sort of. As much HD as a PS2 game can be. Makes it
Pretty
easier
much.
to edit.
Oh, definitely.
Although this one in particular is a little bit bizarre when it comes to cutscenes, because the cutscenes are essentially exactly the same as the game would be. Well, the cutscenes are exactly the same as what the DVD version of the anime would be, which means
Right.
it uses a 24 frame, 3 to 2 pull down, which essentially means that 3 fields in a row show the same picture, and then 2 fields in a row show the same picture. Whereas normally it's 2 fields, 2 fields.
Right.
What happens here is that it doesn't read that correctly because it's forced into HD, and so it still does the 2-2 thing, or rather like 1-1-1-1-1, because
Yeah.
it's technically at 60 frames. So it gets really messy, and I had to figure out a way in order to make it look not crap.
Yeah.
And it works.
So thank Niko if you like the quality of the video here. But yeah, they're going down basic gameplay levels. I'll just cover this real quick. They talked about how you could do combos and whatnot. Combos in this game are really weird, especially if you're trying to get the timing down for the Accu Strike, which is extra damage. I never managed to get the timing down, so I just kind of stopped trying. So anytime I get it, it's basically by accident.
So, wait, you said that you can just input combos and it doesn't really matter, the timing doesn't really matter before.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you want to just kind of hit things, but if you want to do the whole Accu Strike gimmick for bonus damage, the timing is just weird, or at least to me. Maybe somebody else managed to get it down, but I never could.
So, like, you have to be very careful. Like, you can either just mash the square and it will just do everything, or you. Wow, that was compressed.
Yeah.
Or you can just try to square, wait until he does the animation, triangle and other things.
Oh no, you have to hit square right before the animation ends.
Ah, okay, makes sense.
And it's really finicky, so I never got it down.
It couldn't be.
And
It couldn't.
gone.
And finicky than the card too.
Yeah.
There, it's like miss 1 frame and it's over. Like, and you're stuck into doing a very long-winded animation.
Indeed. Also, here's a tip, because as you can see, you can do things with both Edward and Alphonse. Just focus on Ed. Like, Alphonse is...
And the AI.
He comes last. Yeah. And now you can pump your bonus points whatever you want. I like not dying, so I'm pouring it into defense for now. Because Ed takes a lot of damage early on.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
honestly, at first, since you're not exactly bayoneting around this stage, you know, escape every single shot with your extremely agile dodge rolling skills.
Right.
This just isn't the type of game.
It really isn't.
You just have to take in account you're gonna be taking damage.
Yeah. Speaking of which, though, Alphonse here, they're about to teach you how you can use him to your advantage. And one thing I always thought would be neat, and apparently they do this in the third RPG they made, which never came out in America. But I always thought it would be neat if like this game were 2-player and you could have like player 2 control Alphonse. But it is not to be.
Oh, that would have been so neat.
Yeah.
Like if they, if for those levels they would change the camera perspective to make it like, what was it? Dark Alliance. So that it always shows the exact same square of the. So it shows the same square of the image for both people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And by the way, there, what I was trying to show was that if you tell Alphonse to tackle, he will go in the direction he is facing, not the direction you're facing. So keep that in mind.
So first, always guard, and then hopefully.
Right. It makes it easier to aim out.
This could have really used a target button.
It really could have, yeah. Maybe one exists and I just never knew. I don't know. But,
I don't know, like the enemies don't even have a triangle above their heads, which usually is the sign there isn't. Although Baroque does have a targeting system, which is worthless and you should never be using it, and it doesn't show the triangle above their heads unless you press the button.
By the way, what makes Al extremely useful, and also is another reason why you really should only focus on him when you're, like, as a last thing, is because if Alphonse dies, you can just revive him. Like, you have no penalty if he goes down in battle. So he makes a great shield.
You could also interpret it as a very abusive relationship.
Oh yeah. Anyway, Alphonse doesn't need a weapon, so let's go.
Yeah, kinda.
And no, they stop you.
Making a weapon.
I love the messages you get in this game if you just kind of dick around. Like, I'll do my best to try and show off most of those. But yeah, this is also really weird. Alphonse's weapons are temporary, but Edward's weapons are permanent, well, with a few exceptions. So, I don't know.
I guess they don't want to make him too overpowered.
Yeah, and sadly the stone spikes don't OTG, even though they should. Because, come on.
It's pretty funny how like the sound compression doesn't actually make Al sound any different than he usually does.
Right. Go Al. Friggin'.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, you've been seeing me pick up elixirs. If you hadn't gathered already, those are basically just potions. They heal your HP.
Are they real time or from the menu?
I think they're from the menu. I'm pretty sure. So, speaking of artillery here, you can also make Al get in these, and he will cover you if you run ahead of him.
Is he immune to them, or...?
No, he's not. You can shoot Al if you really wanna. If you really want to, you can shoot him.
And he can shoot you too?
I don't think he can, because every time I've had him man the stuff, he's never hit me.
So it's either good design or just pure accident.
Yeah. I don't know why they give you spear reloads here. Like, I don't know, maybe if the player decides they don't want to use their spear anymore, because, like, the spear never breaks, or at least not during this stage it doesn't.
Too bad you can't turn treasure boxes into something else.
I know, right? But alright, so that's the first half of the train car. Time to go to the second half. We'll see you there.